Mm-mm-mm-mm.
We're back.
That makes sense.
We back Thursday, October 27th. Another episode, Man to Man Pod. My guy D Butt live in the Thunder Dome
Yes,
down there in Naptown.
sir. Circle City, back,
So,
baby.
yeah, man. Good Thursday as always, man. We appreciate y'all tapping in. The Man to Man Pod. Got some Thursday night football we're gonna talk about, man. Trade deadline coming up. We got some guys moving around.
Yeah.
Man, basketball's rolling right now. We're gonna tap into a little baseball, man. Well, basketball. Get your opinion.
Baseball started tonight too, huh?
Baseball too.
Yeah, World Series. Damn, that's
Yeah.
crazy. You don't even feel like that. I ain't heard. That's the you just in baseball. You the first person I heard mention that. That's wild.
MLB got to do a better job. I think people been talking about that too. So yeah, man, we got a lot to talk about, man. How your week been going so far?
Been going good, man. Been been a busy week, but the season kind of been flying by already. A week starting week, 8 tonight, right? Damn, it used to be a halfway point. So week
Was it week
8
8?
tonight.
Yeah, week 8.
It's not week 9, right?
Nah,
Yeah,
I think
week 8.
It's week 8.
Yeah, kicking off week 8 with Tampa, Baltimore. So it's been flying by, man. It's been fun. Obviously had Pat's show yesterday. Starting with our show today, got Pat's show again, and then heading to tomorrow, do the matchup thing, and then rinse, wash, repeat.
Busy man.
Good, man. How your week been going?
Going good, man. Been going good. You know, I had to recover from the weekend, man.
Same.
The older you get, man, the bounce back is a little different. But it's been good, man. Last night, little man had soccer practice, and the coach wasn't there, so his wife was subbing in, and I'm sitting on the side like, man, I gotta get up and man give her some assist. Gotta give her some help, man. Hey, much respect to all rec league coaches, volunteering, taking your time out in coaching, and really coaching like the ages like 8 and under.
Yeah, because the shit, number one thing, you're just trying to get their attention.
It's the patience, man.
Yeah.
It's the patience, man. So again, man, shout out to all rec league coaches around the world.
Yes, sir.
But like I said, we're gonna get into it today, man. Another good show. Y'all put your comments in the comments section. Any questions? You know we're gonna tap into them, man, and we're gonna catch y'all on the other side.
Yep. Yeah. We want to jump out the gate with, man. We got some did we talk about that Matt Ryan news yet?
Nah, shit. We were gone. Like, well, we already reported on Monday.
Oh, did that happen right after? I think it happened after we got off on Monday.
Yeah,
we got announced. Yeah,
we can jump right into that.
Yeah, we got to jump into that in Naptown. Obviously, our Colts, our one of our teams that we root for. We went and made the move for Matt Ryan. I know he was one of the guys that you would for sure targeted. He was high on your priority list at that quarterback position. A lot of people saw it as an upgrade from Carson Wentz. I wasn't as excited as other guys, but shit, the quarterback that I wanted ain't looking too great right now either. How you feel about when this news came out? Were you shocked? Did you expect it? I know we kind of talked about it when Sam Ehlinger went from the number 3 to the number 2. I remember saying like, hey, you know, it's a reason they doing that. But were you shocked by this after what, 7 games?
Yeah, I'm shocked. I mean, and where the Colts are sitting at, it's still 3-3-1 in the division. You know, depending on how they play, you know, the rest of the season, man, they still have a shot to win the division. I mean, obviously, you know, the Titans are playing better. The Titans have beaten the Colts twice, so that's tough. But I was shocked by this, man. Again, we always talk about it as far as, you know, you paying Matt Ryan a boatload of money. I think that chart came out as far as what the Colts have been paying quarterbacks
My
these
God.
past couple of years. So you paying them a boatload of money. I
See
know
if I
you
can
always
find that.
said, like, I'm not gonna have all my money sitting on the bench. You know what I'm saying? And then you look at the situation, like, yeah, Matt Ryan's not playing the best. Been turning the ball over some. But
A
when you look
lot,
at it,
a lot.
yeah,
Sacks, fumbles,
yeah.
interceptions, pick six. I think he was at the top of the league in all those categories.
Been turning the ball over, but I mean, but then look at the you gotta look at the whole picture. Like, is it only Matt Ryan? You know what I mean? The O line hasn't been what we've grown accustomed to the previous years.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the receivers are starting to play better. So again, man, it's one of those situations where you gotta look at the entire picture. Again, I was shocked and surprised by this.
Trying to
Sam
find this
Allen,
all this contract money.
yeah, Sam Allen, he's gonna come in. He has a great opportunity.
Yeah.
And I'm I'm a I'm always for guys taking full advantage of their opportunities, and it's something that Sam Manager can do. And if he can get this team rolling, man, we'll see. But I was shocked by the move at this time of the year.
Yeah, 7 games in. Obviously, Matt Ryan got hurt too. I think he either separated his shoulder or shoulder sprain. But 7 games in after, all the hype that we heard around Matt and training camp and from the owner, from the head coach, from the general manager, what you expect, you go out and get a new quarterback, you obviously gonna hype him up. But 37-year-old quarterback, man, pocket quarterback. And I know we seen the Tom Brady, we seen shit. Phillip Rivers still played at a high level at an older age. Drew Brees, he had a few years. Aaron Rodgers just won back-to-back MVPs in his late 30s, but that's far from the norm. Like, that's far from the norm. Usually quarterbacks fall off a cliff at some point, and it's
Yeah,
not like he looked, great in Atlanta. But we needed a guy, we needed a smart guy that been around that can get the ball to where it needed to go. But we know, me and you as defensive players, priority number one is taking care of that ball, and for
yeah,
us, it's taking the ball away. So if you're doing that at a league leading level, and then we got to understand something we've talked about since last year is that seat warming up for Frank. You know what I mean? And probably Chris too, but especially the head coach. Even how they finished last year and then going into this year. So these people getting into survival mode. So you start looking around like, all right, I got to make some changes. And obviously, quarterbacks are judged off, how productive that offense is, and that the head coach is judged off wins and losses. So if you're not helping them get to a spot, and it's still a point in the season where, to your point, they 3-3-1. So it ain't like we out of it.
right.
The Titans are a couple games ahead. They beat us twice, but Sam maybe give us a spark. And first and foremost, take care of the ball, Sam. And then what Sam has that Matt doesn't is some mobility. He can move
Ability.
around a little bit. And this
Yeah,
offensive line has been one of the worst in the league when it comes to protecting the quarterback. So hopefully I can help the offense up from that standpoint. And then we got JT back too. We got Taylor back. He should be healthy, so we should be feeding him early and often and trying to make it as easy as possible in this young quarterback. Because there's gonna be some growing pains. The defense has been playing well, in my opinion. So they've been holding up their end of the bargain. And hopefully this move can give us some type of spark, man. Because you look around the league, it's probably only 4 or 5 teams who you can look at and say, all right, they playing some good football right now, week in and week out. Everybody else still trying to figure it out. So shit,
roller
hopefully
coaster
we
ride.
we we figure it out as well.
Yeah, man. Yeah. At this, so what would you give Colts right now at this point of the season. That, like you said, it's sitting 3-3-1.
Mm-hmm.
Very inconsistent. They show flashes throughout the games. Like, what would you give the Colts right now? Again, week 7. I don't know what you would call this, halfway point, close to halfway
Yeah,
point,
you're almost at the halfway
almost
mark.
there. Like, what kind of grade? Like, is it average, below average?
Um, probably like a probably a s- you gotta go C. I say C minus.
Minus.
C minus, and only because that grade is on the grade scale of everybody else. You know what I mean? And like I said, the rest of the league is so many people in that middle of the pack that's just even the two teams we got playing tonight. The Bucks and the Ravens. These are two teams who were favored to win their division coming into the year. The Bucks. Uh, what they just got blown out 21-3 against the Panthers, who just traded away their best offensive player. The Ravens, they barely squeaked by the Browns, so everybody kind of bumped up. So if you're looking around the entire landscape, I give them about a C minus, maybe a D, like a 70. They right there. You get one bad assignment, your ass is getting a D.
Right.
But the expectations were high. Were somewhat high for the Colts because you looked at them on paper. Okay, we got a new quarterback. We got a lot of people coming into this year would say the best running back in the game. First overall pick in fantasy, shit like that. Now we had a young wide receiver room, and then you looked at the O line, one of the highest paid O line too. So like when you paying that money, you got to get those results. And then defensively, we know what everybody expect us to be too. So our expectations were high for them, and they haven't met them. But I'll say a C minus right now, going into week 8, and then we got Washington Commanders, who are also dealing with their own shit. They got a backup quarterback playing as well, but it's a very winnable game. I feel like for our Colts to kind of get this. They're not at the halfway point yet, but I guess this will be the last game until they get there. So got a good opportunity still ahead of us. Frank said they not tanking. He's not in a position to have a team
Oh,
tank
yeah,
because
no, not at all.
he'll be right out there. You know what I mean with the team. So I expect the guys to come out and fight this Sunday.
So Sam, this is his audition, right? So
Damn right.
it's his audition. He plays well. He's the quarterback next season. That's my question. So he's auditioning. So I'm thinking if he plays this season out and he plays well, is he the quarterback of the future? Is he the guy that we're gonna run with, or is this a situation where okay, Matt, he's an older quarterback, he's on the other side of the mountain as far as his career, or is this a situation where the Colts next year looking for another quarterback? Is it draft?
Unfortunately, I feel like we're gonna be right back in the same boat. I feel like that quarterback carousel is gonna continue, and but you never know. Cats get their opportunity, and we don't have too many examples of it, but they have definitely been examples where mid or late round pick comes in, gets his opportunity, and then don't look back. Sam could be that guy. He played big time football at Texas, and he's played well, in preseason in little spots, and now he's getting his opportunity. And as we don't have a book on him, nobody knows, what's he good at, what's he's bad at. And once again, he has that mobility on the side too. But if I had to place a bet, I would say that we have a different starting quarterback opening week 1 next season. I don't know if that happens in free agency, a trade, and the draft. I don't know where that happens, but that will be my guess. What about and I don't want to put any bad. We always put good energy, good juju, rooting for guys. So I'm definitely rooting for Sam. And it's on him to write that book. But if I had to place my bet, that's where I would go with it. What about you?
I don't know. I think it depends strictly on how Sam plays, man. I actually think if he plays well, I think you still draft a quarterback, but he could be that guy. Because again, like we it's the start of week 8, right? So they have 9 games left. Like those 9 games, man, could tell it could show a lot. It could say a lot. Like the coach could come out here and win 6, 7 of these last 9 games, right?
Uh-huh.
Sitting 10, 10 wins,
Look at the
right?
schedule real quick.
You know what I'm saying? And Sam is out there playing really, really good ball. You know what I mean? He's, you know, great timing with the receivers. Defense comes back. The defense coming out there playing better ball. To your point earlier, I feel like the defense is playing good, but the team could just look different in 4 or 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
But do you realistically see Frank Wright, if saying, so they come out, let's say 10 11 games, we would assume that he keeps his job. So we'll see Frank Wright and Chris Ballard hitching their wagon to Sam Ehlinger if he plays, above average going
I
forward.
mean, again, I think you evaluate what you can evaluate as far as quarterbacks in the draft, quarterbacks in free agency. Obviously, that's what your job. That's what you got to do as a GM, as a head coach. But I could potentially see a scenario where, hey, we bring in possibly draft a quarterback, and Sam could potentially be the starter week 1.
Yeah, yeah. It's a possibility. Like I said, he got to write that book. He got to write that story.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's betting on himself.
as he
Our
should.
upcoming, as he should. And our upcoming schedule right now, we got the Commanders this Sunday.
Winnable.
Then we on the road, the Patriots.
That's a winnable game.
Winnable. Then we on the road, the Raiders.
Another winnable game.
And we got the Eagles at home.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I'll put an L on there. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'll put an L on that one.
Pittsburgh.
That's another winnable game.
At the Cowboys.
That's
assuming Dak Prescott. So let's say that's another L.
Yeah, so they 4-2.
And then we got a bye week. Week 14 bye week. So late bye week, kind of see, where Sam at, recalibrate, with the woo. And then we on the road at the Vikings.
Hey, look, that's a winnable game. It's a tough one, but
I'm gonna put an L on that. I'll be the negative guy. I'll put an L on that.
Okay.
Then we got Chargers at home.
That's winnable right there, y'all.
It's winnable. That's winnable. Right, that's winnable. I give you that. Then we at the Giants. Winnable game. Giants tough. They're tough out. They 6-1 right now, but I'm gonna say winnable. And then we got the Texans. So
and that's another winnable game.
It ain't the toughest. It ain't the toughest schedule in the world.
I could see 5 wins, like 5 to 6 wins, possibly there.
I like your positive, upbeat mindset and attitude.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna put that good juju out there. We're gonna keep it a buck here too. But I see a possibility of 5 to 6 wins. They got to come out and play great ball. And with those 5 to 6 wins, if Sam plays lights out, that's a conversation that you have to have as an organization. Because again, it's like we go out there. I mean, I think you're going to bring another quarterback in regardless of what happens. You're going to have to bring another quarterback in, via draft, free agency.
Agreed. Yep.
You're going to bring another quarterback in. But number 4. Again, he's betting on himself. He plays well. He plays lights out. I can see him as a starter next year.
Sir. Let's go. Good luck, Sam. Rooting for you, man. Rooting for you.
Our coach.
Did you do we have anything in for that Russell Wilson story? I forgot. They just popped back in my
head. Hey, Tone, please, yo. Please get that.
That just popped back in my head.
Playing for 4 hours. While teammates were sleeping.
4 hours. 4 out of the 8-hour trip. We both taken that London flight. And they do, until you try to stay up, so you get over there, you get on their schedule, whatnot. But him coming out and just, I heard the story, but then actually seeing him in the presser talk about it. Man, this dude, and
Hey, man, I think he trolling y'all, yo.
I'm with you. It's hard not to think that he's trolling with, because it's like I don't know, bro. It's like he's trying to be. He's trolling. He got to be trolling. I'm with you.
He
I'm
trolling,
with you.
y'all. Cause he's smart, man. He's smart, and we know it's that's what I'm leaning on, D. But
Yo, man, everything is worse when you losing, right? It don't matter what you do. Like, that losing just put an extra stank on everything. Aaron Rodgers, whatever he say when they lose, it's gonna be bad. Tom Brady, he lose. Oh man, you should have never left home. You should stay home with your family. Russell Wilson. Now everything that he's been. Now that he's losing, now it's a brighter light on that. Like, hold on, this dude here, but man, 4 hours hot kneeing up and down the aisles.
gotta get right, bro.
He talk about everybody else was asleep. What was your first initial thoughts on that when you saw that story? And I don't know if you saw the the presser or not.
I didn't see the presser, but I definitely saw the story.
Oh man,
Again, like you said, we've all taken that trip. I mean, I didn't believe it. You know what I mean? I didn't, and that's just
you
me.
didn't believe it.
Nah, I didn't. Like 4 hours
You believe
on,
that?
on a plane, bruh.
It's the
It's
same
hard.
dude that rehab for 19 hours when he hurt his finger.
Again, I didn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? But if he did, you know what I'm saying? Like kudos to him, man. I salute Russell, man. But it's hard to work out in the crib or in the gym for 4 hours, let alone
Facts.
on a plane in a little. You don't got much space on a plane. You know what I mean?
The
So
Waltons, man. Want to know what type of plane the Waltons had them on now?
true
You
indeed,
know what I mean?
true
I
indeed.
mean, hot kneeing, doing the karaoke, kneeing motherfuckers in here, sleeping in the aisles. Come on, bros. Come on, man.
I honestly think he might be trolling us, man.
We had that point where it's like you can't continue. Well, me at least, I can't just continue to take what I'm seeing for face value. Like, I feel like it got to be something more to it at this point. It got to be Russ.
What's going to be on the other side? What's on the other side of it?
I don't know, bro. I ain't that smart to figure it out. Maybe Russ is just smarter than us all and got something. But it's just I can't. There's no way I can just look at what he's.
Hold on, we about to go and throw the video up real quick.
Yo. Oh man.
I don't really get jet lag. Was it 8 hours flight here? That's the first 2 hours I was watching the film, and then for the next 4 hours I was doing treatment on the plane. I was walking up and down the aisles. Everybody was knocked out. I was doing high knees and working on my legs and everything else. Make sure I'm ready to rock. I fell asleep for 1 hour.
As I said, man, I ain't gonna call the man corny or all the other stuff that people be going at. He is who he is. But man, I just be trying. I feel like he's trying to be like the quarterback that like we saw growing up and like Saved by the Bell or something, like the guy with the Letterman jacket dated the cheerleader. Like, I feel like that's what Russ is like trying to put on or something, man. But it's just I don't know. I don't know, man. I want him to start winning games again, though.
I mean, for sure that, you know what I mean. But again, like who's to know? I mean, the guys on the plane and Russ.
I just want some video to come out of Russ actually on the plane. Doing if I just give me an 8-second clip of just Russ just high kneeing down the aisle.
4 hours. I mean, and hold on. So I'm giving guys the benefit of the doubt today, right? So when he said 4 hours, right? So the high kneeing part, he just said, I was doing high knees. That probably was like for like 10 minutes. But the other 3 hours and 50 minutes, he was probably sitting down doing some type of treatment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think we probably taking it out of context where it was like 4 hours. He was up on the aisle and he was walking and he was doing high knees.
I mean, that's what he told us, bro.
Yeah, he did.
He said, I watched 2 hours of film. and cut up, which very believable.
Very
He watched
believable.
2 hours of film. He cut ups. And he said once it was that clip was a little shorter than what I saw, but he said 2 hours film, 4 hours of treatment on the plane, and he made sure he mentioned like everybody else was knocked out. The guys were knocked out. I was getting my 4 hours in, and then after that, he said he watched some more film, and then he said he slept for an hour. Um, and the crazy thing about it is, if Russ is 6-1 right now, 5-2, then it's
No
like,
score.
you laugh at it's coming, but you keep moving on. But like, and then Subway commercials coming out. So when all that shit is happening, you lose. The same thing with Baker Mayfield. When he had all those commercials, and it was cool when it was winning. Browns getting to the playoffs, but then once he stanking it up, Cats leaving. Now it's like, oh man, too many commercials, this, that, and the third. So it ain't no winning with losing. So get that steak off this weekend. They got who they got? They got the Jaguars out in London. Dan Orlowski, my guy, be calling the game. I believe him and Louis Riddick. They'll be on ESPN Plus. So hopefully the Broncos get it turned around, man. For Russ, I mean, shit. I was about to say for
The
Russ' sake.
Broncos say
Russ ain't tripping. Russ ain't tripping.
Russ tripping, man. I know he
Nah,
got the bag.
Russ ain't tripping. Russ got 160 guaranteed.
He's still tripping though. He can't. Especially with Geno in Seattle balling in Seattle, like he tripping.
Geno cooking. Shout out to Geno, man. Cooking, man.
Real. Tonight's game. We got the who we got? We got the Ravens
Got the
and the
Baltimore
Bucks.
Ravens, yup, at the Tampa Bay Bucks. Ravens coming off a close divisional win over the struggling Cleveland Browns. And then the Bucks are coming off an embarrassing blowout loss to the Carolina Panthers. My guy PJ Walker betting on himself. Another guy betting on himself. 21-3 though. Bucks losing now. They got Thursday night football short week at home. Tom Brady, somebody who's been in the headlines since before the season. Obviously, his personal life. We've talked about his football. And his football, he ain't been playing good football. Obviously missed some time in training camp. Missed some time a couple weeks ago for the wedding. You know me, I'm giving them passes for it. But now, once again, you start losing shit. Start looking stank on Sunday. Now you put a magnifying glass on everything, man. But defense has been terrible as well. What's your thoughts on this game, man?
I got Baltimore winning, man. I
Damn, no
know.
hesitation.
Yeah, man. I
On the
got
road.
Baltimore on the road. I got Baltimore winning. The Bucks just don't look the same. I thought they were going to be one of those teams that we, talking about, Tom Brady coming back, defense, playing well, they added Julio Jones to the roster. But Bucks, man, they not looking good. Not looking good. I know they playing at home. Like you said, you was giving Tom Brady, the GOAT, the passes. But I got Lamar on the Ravens, man, on the road getting the job done.
Yeah. I feel like everybody I talked to is going to Ravens. Bucks are banged up too. Missing I think Winfield's gonna be out. Carlton Davis is gonna be out. Sean Murphy Bunting, he hasn't been playing as much, but he's gonna be out. So you have some backups out there playing on the edge. But I think the Ravens threw it like 15, 16 times last week, something like that. So since everybody going to Ravens, I'm going to Bucks.
Don't do it.
I'm doing it, man. I'm going to Bucks, man.
Don't do it.
What embarrassing performance last week, but there were opportunities there. Mike Evans dropped the 60-yard ball right in it. I mean, it would have just been a walk-in touchdown. So I think they tighten up, man. And once again, giving Tom Brady the benefit of the doubt that they figured out. Todd Bowles figures it out on defense, puts together a good plan for Lamar, and the Bucks get a win at home. I always lean towards the home teams on these short week games. So I'm gonna go Bucks, man. What did they get? Are they favored by a point and a half? Am I seeing that right?
Yeah, the Bucks are favored by a point and a half.
I believe this line switched. I think the Ravens were favored.
Over and under for tonight's game is 45 and a half.
Where you at with that? We had a lot of unders. Then Monday night they went over the Bears Patriots. What's your feeling on this? I'm gonna go over that. 45.
45 and a half. For some reason, I want to go under here.
I mean, not a bad bet. I'm gonna go 27-24 bucks. That's my thought right there. So that's over.
Okay, we're gonna see. You spoke on Mike Evans. Had a little situation. Mike Evans and the refs. I'm gonna put the video up here for y'all real quick for the people that didn't see it. An autograph? That's what I see.
Shout out to that's Sheena. Sheena Quick, a friend of Pat show. Actually, been on Pat show a few times, doing her investigative work in the tunnel. But now the NFL came out and said, I believe the refs at first said they weren't gonna speak on it, but then they came out. A story came out basically saying Texas A&M grad was getting Mike Evans' number for like golf lessons or some shit like that, or golf events, something along those lines, and it wasn't an autograph. But I obviously go ask you. Number one, how you feel? Your face has already answered that question. And number two, have you ever seen anything like this, either with one of your teammates, opponents, or has a ref ever approached Antoine Bethea in the tunnel for an autograph after a game?
Nah, a ref never.
Or for your number.
The ref has never approached me for my autograph or my number, and I've never seen anything like that. Anything like that. And I feel as though I've played with some. I played with some Hall of Famers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've never seen that, and it's odd because Texas A&M, big time, boosters, alum, or whatever. I felt as though, as a ref and a player, I feel like you could have gotten in contact with Mike Evans in other ways.
But I'm all right. Now let me play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I mean, that looks bad too, though. But I'm saying, let's say he went another avenue to get in contact with Mike Evans. It's a ref getting in contact with a player. That's either any way you look at it is not in
the tunnel after a game, D-Bo. like I can understand.
I feel you. You're old school, man. Hey, let me, write your number down on a napkin type. It ain't like, hey, text, DM on Instagram. Like, that's us. Old head, he probably 50 years old. Hey, I got a napkin right here. Let me get your number so I can contact you.
That's rough. That's a bad look right there. That's a bad look.
I agree with you. I agree with you. A terrible look. But do you think the ref had enough balls to, after a 21-3 blowout in a game where, it ain't like this just a sorry ass team going out there just getting blown out, and it's just another blowout on their resume. Like this, it was 13-point favorites in this game, get blown out. You think he still had a ball? Hey, Mike, man, let me get your autograph real quick. Like that when I saw it, I'm like, it's no way, it's no way. And then the other ref was kind of in on it too, like, oh yeah,
he grabbed his man, like, hey, give me a pen and paper. So now I honestly don't think. I hope it wasn't like an autograph. I hope it was a situation like, hey, Mike, I'm having this event, man. I would love for you to teach me. I hope it's like that, but that story don't even sound believable. Like you gonna ask Mike Evans for the Mike Evans nights like that on the
yeah. I don't know, man. And it was even more weird that Mike, because Mike, it happened there, and then it was a little more like a few steps later in the tunnel too. So, and you saw the players and the trainers and the other coaches like kind of looking like, "What's going on?" Like, hey, because that was very. When I saw it, I'm like, that's very odd, right?
Yeah.
It's so odd that it just don't make sense. But I don't know, man. That's the story they put out. That's the story they're sticking to. obviously the NFL said, hey, they put out the rules as far as referees, and I'm sure they sent a memo out to the referees like, hey,
You can't be having this shit.
don't let this shit happen again. But yeah, that was definitely an interesting video.
Yeah, yeah. That's crazy. It's crazy, man. As we know, talking ball, the NFL trade line is approaching.
Mm-hmm.
Already had some moves early. Well, I think what this was last week. We
I
had
see Matt
C Mac. Then yesterday we had Robert Quinn um, from the
coming off a
Bears to the
big win.
Philadelphia Eagles. Robert Quinn um, had a hell of a year last year.
Mm-hmm.
Off to a slower start this year, but him going to the Eagles is a great addition. With what all they already have over there on that defense and on that D line, he's going to be afforded so many one-on-one opportunities. That's
Yeah.
crazy, and the rotation is going to be key. Like to be able to the guys to stay fresh. You know what I'm saying? They picked up Hassan Reddick this
Mm-hmm.
offseason, another edge rusher. So this was another great move, man, by the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, Howie Roseman, man, he ain't playing at all. He is playing 0 games. They're chasing a championship this year, obviously, and trying to build a dynasty. Going forward. Trading for AJ Brown and paying him. Chauncey Gardner Johnson trading for him. Trade for James Bradbury. Traded for Darius Slay. Like you are bringing in like top flight weapons, and then this Robert Quinn move. He's definitely not having the year he had last year, and probably not a top flight edge rusher again. But you bring a guy in and give him 15 snaps, 12, 15 snaps. Like you gonna get his 12, 15 best reps in that game, and probably gonna be in passing situations. So I'm sure that has some type of NASCAR type pass rusher set, and then you got those athletic rangy DBs on the back end, man. This Eagles team, they're making some. They were my pick to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. To Tone Gaines' point, still got 6 picks in next year's draft. Still got a rookie on his quarterback deal. Who not a rookie? I'm sorry, a young quarterback on his rookie deal. And Jalen Hurts, who is, I think, just scratching the surface on his potential. He in the MVP conversation right now. So all signs are pointing up for this Philadelphia Eagles team, man. This is another good move before the deadline.
No doubt, no doubt. And then another move, Robinson from the Jags to the Jets.
Yep, yep.
Jets losing out on one of their young stars, probably the
Mm-hmm.
best offensive weapon on the team towards ACL. But to bring Robinson in, I think that's another good move for the Jets as well. What you think about that move?
Nah, good move, like you said, and obviously the Jags. They had 2 good running backs with Robinson, with Travis Etienne, young Etienne. So they felt like they could afford to move on and get some more picks. And then you mentioned Brees Hall. He was looking like he was going to be offensive rookie of the year with the type of year he was having up in New York.
Yeah.
So they lose him. They lose Vera Tucker on the O line, which are tough blows to that offense because they need as good a run game as they can get right now with Zach Wilson still figuring out, because Zach Wilson, they're winning games, but when you watch him on tape, like he's not looking like you would want your quarterback to look going into week 8 as far as going through progressions, making confident, accurate throws. He's all right from a clean pocket, but as we know in this league, like you're not getting, if you're throwing the ball 25, 30 times, you may get a clean pocket 7, 8 times. So got to figure some things out with him, or it could get ugly there. But that defense is playing well, and then you bring over a top flight running back like James Robinson, and our guy Michael Carter's still there, and got another back there too. They're gonna have to lean heavily on that run game, and his running defense. That's the recipe for the Jets right now.
That's a great recipe to have. Shit. As
right now,
the teams that we gonna see. I ain't gonna say that. I'm about to lie. But majority of the teams, if you're gonna
couple
win,
of them quarterbacks jump.
Yeah, if you're gonna win in January and in February, those are two things that you gotta have. Though you gotta have a defense and you gotta have a run game.
Got to. That's old school.
Old school ball.
That's old school. What's your You think I know the boys got blown out by the Chiefs after the 49ers traded for Christian McCaffrey, but you think they figured out? They make a run. They make a.
Who, the Niners?
Yeah, the Niners, man, with Jimmy G and Cole. Obviously, you bring over C-Mac. We know what he can be.
They'll win some games, but you know, we talked about NFC right now, man. I got the Eagles, I got the Giants, I got the Vikings, and the Cowboys.
Eagles, Giants, Vikings, Cowboys.
Those are my top four in the NFC right now. I think C-Mac, that addition with Shanahan, and like you said, you got George Kittle, you got Juice, man, you got Debo, so they definitely gonna do some creative things over there. You got some playmakers. You only got one ball, and then Jimmy G got to play consistent. You know, one game he looks like, oh man, like you could really have something with this guy. Then he'll have 2 games where you be like, man, what the hell? You know what I mean? So again, like you can't just
the Jimmy G experience.
Games. Yeah, like you just can't win games by throwing a screen and letting your guys rock. Like at some point, your quarterback will have to, and he's done it. He's done it in the past. I'm not gonna say he hasn't done it, but he has to do it on a more consistent basis for me to be like, oh, the Niners are going to be this defense. Miko Ryans has got them balling. You know what I mean? But Jimmy G, man, your guy. He just got to be more consistent for me.
Yeah, got to be a lot more consistent. But they got all the other pieces. I hate that they lost Emmanuel Mosley out there at corner. Yeah, he was having such a good year. But they got the pieces. They got the play call on the defense side of the ball, and it comes down to Jimmy G. You know, he done been to the championship, NFC Championship. He done been to the Super Bowl. And in NFL this year, yeah, he looked horrible last week, or he made some bonehead decisions, plays. He can come out and go 31 for 35 and throw for 290 yards this week. That's just how this year has been going all around. So we shall see, but you better figure it out, 10, because you this a contract year for you too.
Yeah, it is. So shit, we hope we hold that clipboard next year if he keep acting up.
Be somewhere, man.
Man,
might be in Indy. Shit, who knows?
Yeah, hold off on that. We always had this conversation, man. As far as I say, every team need a dome. The Bills and Titans, man, they get new stadium renderings, man. The Bills and Titans zones look tough.
Yeah,
Bills, man, they still gonna be outdoors. Look, we're gonna use this shit to our advantage, but that looks nice.
Yeah, beautiful, man. And the Titans, it's gonna be a dome or retractable roof, or are they outside too?
I think Tennessee may be. I think it's retractable.
That look real nice right there.
That look good too. It's a lot of money out here.
Hey, it's a lot of money out here. Yeah, that's. Is that? Oh, it looked like a roof. Look like a roof there. All right, retractable. All right, Tennessee. But yeah, this is one step closer to AB's goal. It's another team, I believe, the Bears. That's another one that's gonna have a dome, right?
Hey, man, like I said, man, don't get that retractable roof, man. Get that grass in there, man. We playing with the house's money right now.
Hey, I'm with you on the grass for sure. 1,000% grass everywhere. Dome, not so much.
I can respect
not
it.
so much. But hey, you know what? I could feel totally different because there's been a couple games where you're looking at the weather and it's like, man, like as a viewer, you know, as somebody who probably down the line is gonna start attending more of these games in person. You know, I don't want to have to just cut that schedule off in October. Like, after that, it's a wrap. I ain't going here, and here.
D-Butt.
I may continue to get soft.
As a player, what was one of the first things that what were two things that you did when the schedule came out? And for what reason?
When's the bye week?
Number one.
You know, when's our bye week? We got a
Yeah.
late one, we got an early one, we got a perfect one. Where we play after Halloween.
Okay.
You know, where
Wow.
where we playing? What
Wow.
stadiums do we got to go to? Green Bay late. We got to
Okay.
go to Chicago late.
Okay.
Buffalo.
Okay.
So I feel you. I feel
Yeah,
you. I
because
done
you
been
ain't
to
want to
some
play in that
games.
shit.
Bad weather games, man. The
You
snow
ain't want
game,
to
I
play
ain't
in
mind
that
playing.
shit.
I ain't mind playing the snow. I ain't mind playing the snow.
You did not. You didn't mind, but you didn't want to.
The
I ain't
cold
mind playing in the
rain.
rain. I didn't mind playing in the cold. I didn't
The
mind. I
cold
didn't
rain.
mind playing in the elements. But
Cold
if I
rain.
had
Y'all can
to,
have
I
that.
would not.
That's the one I hated. That cold rain that just sit on you. It just rain. It just stick on you like that. Warm rain. I don't mind that. That's a little fun too. But cold rain. Y'all had it. So I feel you. I feel you. Makes sense. Wind. Crazy wind. That's an offensive thing.
Yeah.
But I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah. Some exciting news on
What we got? What we got? Yeah.
Jackson State is going to host ESPN's College Game Day for the first time.
That's dope.
Obviously, I got Pat on ESPN College Game Day.
Mm-hmm.
I want to. I'm not sure as far as history, but is this the first time a HBCU has hosted ESPN College Game Day?
That will be it's a good question, man. That's Pat, but I know I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it, and I know it's a lot of schools who are getting it for the first time. I think Appalachian State, who've obviously had some big games, big wins. I think they got it for the first time this year. Oregon maybe have got it. I don't know. Don't get me the line, but if it is, and even if it isn't, this is huge, man. This is huge for Jackson State. Obviously, what Deion's been doing with that program, drawing more eyes, more attention to HBCU programs as a whole. But Jackson State for sure. So this would be big, man. It'd be big for his squad and Southern squad, and then his son too, who a lot of people saying shit could be in the Heisman conversation. His numbers have been great all year, so I'm excited to see it, man. I'll definitely be tapped in like I am every weekend to College Game Day, Pat and the guys out there. But being out there, and I'm also interested because Pat always does something. He always does something at whatever campus he's on, whatever they got going on. He always does his homework and gets involved in something. So I'm interested to see how he gets involved with on that Jackson State campus. But it's gonna be dope, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, I can't wait, man. And he's come out and said, hey, man, like, even though it's on our campus, I'm calling all Southern alumni. I'm calling for their
Oh, that's
band.
all okay.
I'm calling for the cheerleaders to really come out so the people can really understand what the HBCU experience looks like. You know what I mean? It's not many times that we're afforded this opportunity for people to really understand, like, hey, it's a culture and atmosphere in HBCU college football. So, and to your point, what Coach Prime has been doing first at Jackson State, and then what he's been able to bring, the exposure and the visibility back to HBCU, because we've had that. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit and say like we've never had that at the HBCU, but what Coach Prime is doing, man, is commendable, man. And I hope everybody taps into this, man, because I think it's gonna be dope, man, with the bands. Obviously you out there, you grilling, you down south in Mississippi, man. So to your point, man, I'm excited how Pat's going to incorporate.
What's the name of Jackson State's band?
The
Some with 100?
Nah, it's the shit. Damn, I'm having a brain fart.
Shoe band. Let's see. Anybody got it in the chat?
I want to say it's not the Sonic. Is it? Are they the Sonic
The
Boom?
Sonic Boom of the South.
That's what I said. It's Sonic Boom.
Ooh, the Sonic Boom of the South is the marching band of Jackson State University, located in Jackson, Mississippi. Yeah, it's gonna be hard, man. Like you said, this is the attention and notoriety coming back to the HBCU programs, man. Because there was a time where that's where all the top dogs was going to school at, and a lot of Hall of Famers. I want to say with Jackson State,
They got like
Walter
4 or
Payton,
5.
right? Walter Payton, Jackie Slater. They dogs out there, man. So I'm excited for game day, taking the trip out there for the first time. That'll be big, man. Saturday morning, 9:00 Eastern Standard Time. Make sure y'all tap in.
Second time.
Wait, what?
Oh,
okay. Second time.
They took a trip to top in 2008. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so this will mark, for those who are listening, not watching, or read this, this will mark just the second time in the show's history that it has visited an HBCU. College Game Day took a trip to Tallahassee in 2008 when Florida A&M FAMU hosted Hampton University in a matchup of the two schools in a MEAC. College Game Day opened up a 2021 season broadcasting from the MEAC SWAC Challenge. So second time.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, it's real dope, man. I
y'all tap into that. Y'all tap into that. Man, that's it. That's it for the football news. But we got some questions, man. We're gonna answer some of these questions from Lane Westerfield. Does the Colts moving from Ryan to Ehlinger mid-season have a positive or negative effect on the locker room, or is it just business as usual?
I feel like with these questions, it always depends on the locker room. Depends on because every people always make arching comments and stuff about locker rooms, but every locker room is different. Every locker room, it's a lot of similarities in them, but there's a lot of differences in each locker room. Even sometimes with the same team, every year it's a new locker room, and obviously with the Colts, it's been a new quarterback every year. And I was never really a part of that. My last few years of the Colts, we had a lot of different quarterbacks, but for the majority of my career, it was like stability at that position, which is important, I think, to have stability at that position. But changing mid-season, I never like mid-season changes, honestly, with coaches, with quarterbacks, but it is a part of the business. Whether it's injury, whether it's performance, it's part of the business. So I guess my answer would be, without being in that locker room, knowing if it's going to be positive or negative, I would definitely say it's business as usual. Well, as usual, quarterback getting benched, it's a little different.
Yeah.
You
don't see that as much, a quarterback.
Yeah.
Benched.
See a corner, linebacker, safety, something. But
yeah,
I don't know. What's your thoughts on this? I guess I gotta say negative then. I'm gonna say negative. Fuck it.
You say negative?
I'm gonna say negative, just in the sense of it, because it's like, all right, it was so much excitement about bringing Matt Ryan in, right? For the young guy, everybody in that locker room knows who that guy is. They know, former MVP, been in the Super Bowl. Like, all right, this is our guy. We got a new quarterback, moving on for Wentz, whatever. And then halfway through the season, we going to Sam. And Sam been in the building. They know him better than any of us do. But he was the third string quarterback a month ago. So if you are let's say a Pro Bowl player on that team, you trying to go make a deep playoff run. The likelihood of y'all making a deep playoff run, if you've been around the NFL, has dropped significantly, and just in reality. Now, he can go out here and shock the world, and y'all go win the damn Super Bowl. So I would just say, in reality, it's gonna have a negative impact, in my opinion. It's negative. So, but it's a different locker room, so who knows? What you think?
I don't think it will be I don't think it's a positive. I don't know if it's a positive or negative effect. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's because as a player, you in the locker room, like, all right, we need to change somewhere. Like, we're not playing our best ball. We need to change somewhere. We need to shift somewhere. And like you said, Sam, he's been in that locker room. I'm pretty sure, He's cool with the cat. So I feel like the cats will be excited for him. Like, hey, Sam, you getting your shot. You know what I mean? Of course, changing mid-season at that position might not be the best, but because I know if I was in the locker room right now, I don't think I would feel good or bad about this move. It's one of them things like, all right, well, we're gonna see what we're gonna do this week.
All right, so let's say you on a contract year. Let's say you balling.
Yeah.
You having a good year. And even with Matt having the year that he was having, like, all right, this guy can be a good. We should. It was like against Jacksonville, he had 42 completions, no Naheem Hines, no Jonathan Taylor, game-winning touchdown throw. Like, so he still got some game in it. You can see the turnaround. I don't know. It's just for me.
I ain't tripping off contract yet. You say I'm balling shit. I want to win.
You
like
want to be on a winner though. You want to
Huh?
be on a winner coming on you're hitting the market. You want to be coming from a winning team.
Bro, if my numbers are crazy, if my numbers are crazy, D-Buck,
I ain't saying crazy. I'm just saying you having a solid year. You having a good year. If you having a good year with a team that go to the AFC Championship,
yeah,
you
it's
having
different.
that same year with a team that wins 8 games, you probably gonna get it's gonna be a better situation for you being in that NFC Championship game. You're gonna have more eyes, more people gonna see, more teams gonna see you.
Yeah, I mean,
evaluated, all that stuff, man.
Yeah.
So
But either way, I honestly feel like I don't think I would feel good or bad about this situation. Definitely depending on what year I'm in. Like if I'm a vet, I'm definitely not feeling good or bad in this situation how it is right now.
I don't know if we answered your question. Good question.
That's a tough one.
Tough.
Another one from Boots to Passes. Is Harbaugh's coaching tenure tied to Lamar's success, or are they independent of one another? Same for Bowles and Brady.
Shit, I mean, Harbaugh been there for a long time, but I think coach is always tied to that quarterback success. I think they kind of, so I would say yes to both of those. And a big reason why Bruce Arians gave retired and gave Bowles his job was because Tom Brady was there at quarterback. He didn't want to put him in a situation where, he had another coaching opportunity and the quarterback stunk. So I think with Harbaugh, especially when you got a quarterback in his prime, it's not like Lamar is dead in his prime. So I think they're tied together. But I believe Harbaugh has some leeway though as well. He's won a Super Bowl. He's built that culture, helped build that culture in that Ravens in Baltimore, period, and with that owner Bisciotti. So I'm sure he's got some leeway. Bowles and Glazer, I don't know what that relationship is between the owner and the head coach. So I'm not quite sure there, but I feel like that head coach is always tied to quarterback success.
As you would say, situations are situational. Mm-hmm. I think Harbaugh is good there. Like even if they don't have success, I think Harbaugh will be straight there.
Okay.
Again with Bowles, like you said, like I'm not sure the relationship he has with the GM owner. And then it's tough knowing that Brady is in his last year for real. So like how can you really evaluate that with Bowles and Brady? You know what I'm saying? Like knowing that,
gotta give him an opportunity to go get another quarterback.
Yeah, like gotta give him the opportunity. So
who's the backup now?
Shit, my man Blaine over there. Blaine Gabbert
still there? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Blaine's still there. So I think
where did Kyle Trask? Did he go there too?
I think so. I think he did.
String? Okay. All right. So we got a couple quarterbacks on the roster.
Yeah. So another good question right here. ABDB, if you were this from G.I. Joe 317. ABDB, If you were GM, would you take the coach's wants over the team's needs? Man, I'm going team needs.
Gotta give me an example here. I need an example. Coaches wants team. I feel like as a coach and a GM, y'all just got to be on the same page, man. Like,
It's not all the time they
well,
all on the same page. So
agree 1,000%. But what would be an example? Trying to think what would be a good example, because I know
all
it
right.
happens.
So let's say in the draft, right? In the
Mm-hmm.
draft, you need to work. You need improvement as a GM. I need to work on the trenches.
Mm-hmm.
My O line, D line, I know that's where, if I want to be here long term, I know that's where we got to start at. We got to start in the trenches. Our trenches need to be good. But as a head coach, you like, man, I need some playmakers. You know what I mean? I need some guys that can make some plays. Like as a GM,
I need to go find me a Steph Diggs, a Jamar Chase,
you know what I mean?
one of these guys.
I need
Okay.
some playmakers. You a head coach. You an offensive guy. You need playmakers to win in this league. So as a GM, would you like, all right,
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm gonna go trenches, or am I gonna go what my head coach said he would rather have?
I'm with you. Team needs. That's my job. The coach's job is the coach. You know what I mean? Shit is my job to put together, to construct my team how I see fit, and hopefully, ideally, you want the owner, the GM, and the head coach on the same page with
Yeah,
how they want to build a team. Because we've seen it. I've been a part of it personally, where the head coach and the GM not on the same page, to the point where it's like free agency. Head coach, should we want to keep this guy in the building? I know what he brings to the team, to the locker room. The GM like, nah, I don't want to pay him $1 million more. You know what I mean, to get the deal done. Or, hey, GM saying this guy needs to be playing more, and the coach like, I'm not seeing what I need to see in practice. So you want guys on the same page, and there's a lot of
yeah,
egos there, so it's tougher at times than others. But yeah, good. That's a great question, G.I. Joe. But I would agree with AB on that one. If I'm a
yeah,
GM, let's go team needs. It ain't
yeah.
always pretty, ain't always the sexy pick. It may
Right.
be taking a tackle or a guard or a defensive end or something. So yeah, that's a good question. I think yeah, I'm gonna go with AB on that one.
Nah, that's a great question. Great question. Um, we was gonna talk a little ball, man, but she ain't
Yeah, ready
really
to get up out of here.
nothing to talk about. D-Buck, D-Buck, gonna get up out of here. As always, we appreciate y'all tapping in.
Yeah. We should have
Again,
a show for y'all this Saturday too, man.
yeah. This Saturday we can have a show for y'all this Saturday with our picks. Tone gonna get our records together, see where we at with the money line against the spread.
You had a good week last week, huh?
Yeah, against like money line, I did. Money line, I did. I
Okay.
think I was 10-3. Yeah,
You had a good week. I could tell. Honestly, I ain't watch barely any football on Sunday. I ain't no Austin, Texas, man. Amazing, incredible time, great race, great experience. But I don't know if it was too many people in Austin.
yeah.
The internet service the entire weekend was horrible. I
Trash.
had my iPad. Was ready, had my Sunday ticket ready, even brought my own little hotspot just to be safe. None of that shit worked. So I had to kind of watching all 22, honestly, on the back end. So I haven't got through it all. But hopefully hopefully I have a better week betting this week.
Yeah.
I did all right, but I ain't do good enough. We gotta get on the heat. I gotta get on the heater, man. It's that time of the year, and it's tough. It is. It's
It's tough
tough right
this
now in
year.
the NFL.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Anybody having success out there? Y'all got some tips. Send me some. I'm almost going to the point where I'm like just fade myself season. Like, all right, this makes sense. Yeah, go there. Yeah, they're gonna win. Yeah, Chargers. Yeah. Nah, fuck it. Go Seahawks.
Nah, it's tough. It's tough, man. And shout out to FanDuel. As
Yes, sir.
always, official sponsor of the pod.
Yeah, man. Best sports book in the world. FanDuel Sportsbook. Y'all holla. Hey. I did make some money on some NBA parlays though. I did make some money on those, and even the NBA at this point in the season, everybody kind of still figuring it out. But two of the safest people to bet on right now on parlays, points, rebounds, assists, that type shit. Greek Freak and Luka.
Yeah,
They gonna put up numbers every night. Harden kind of look like he back on his bullshit too, in a good way. But yeah, man, be tapped in. Hopefully, a Laker. You picked the Lakers to win the chip again this year, right?
Nah.
Oh,
I watched them play last night. That shit so doo-doo.
Stink. Russ ain't play last night either, so who they got to blame it on now?
Yeah, they ain't got Russ probably in the locker room like, I told y'all. I told y'all.
I see somebody post, might have been FanDuel actually post, you know, that little gif with Shannon Sharp when he like pointing like say Russ in the locker room right there, like, yeah.
Man,
that shit stink right now though.
But man, hey, like D-Bus said, man, we're gonna have a show for y'all this Saturday. The pick show, letting y'all know who we like this weekend, this Sunday. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Subscribe, hit that like button. And we'll see you live again next Monday.
I have a good one.
We out. Peace.